And I'm part of Suluhu Mediation Center. All right. And in Suluhu Mediation Center, what we do mostly is everything mediation. We practice private mediation. That is mediation that is not affiliated to our courts. We also have a mediation that is actually, we are given matters by the court. And we as mediators, we try and help the parties to come, or we try and help the parties to reach a resolution of the matter that is given to us by the court. Indrani, you look like you have a query?
No, you can go ahead. I'm hearing you.
All right. Yeah. Apart from just doing mediation, we also train upcoming mediators. We mentor, and we also sensitize. Mediation in our country is quite young. It's either 4 or 5 years. So it is really young. So we sensitize in churches, in marketplaces, everywhere you get a chance, we sensitize what mediation is. All right. So that is what Suluhu Mediation Center does. Thank you so much, Susie. Yes. I'm also part of a peace for women group in the market. That is on the ground. We call it on the ground, or mashinani. That is where you actually meet the women. Maybe everybody is in the market. And that is also a place that I take pride to tell the women that I meet that I'm a mediator. I sensitize it to them what mediation is. I actually sometimes give pro bono services to the ladies in the market so that they can understand what mediation is, so that they can also go out there and preach to others what mediation is. Us, women of the market.
Tried one. Can you give
sorry?
us a case? Can you give us a case history as to the market level? How do you carry it out?
Yes.
Sorry?
Because that will be interesting, because what she is saying as to market level, how do you carry this out? Because like she is teaching, she's a principal of law college, and we in India also are trying to sensitize people about mediation. So that's a very interesting idea that you are, that's marketing of mediation, if we could say that. So how do you do that?
How do I do that? Number one, I'm also I also work in the market. Okay. All right. So when I'm not mediating, I'm in the market. The people who are in the market are, shall we say, my colleagues. Okay. And we have groups in the market. So, and I'm part of, I think, like 7 groups of the market people. Because in Kenya, either in the market or you're in the corporate world. And I like to be in both. All right. So anytime we have a meeting with the group, I always take a chance to tell them what mediation is, how it works, how it helps, and how it is going to help us stay away from conflicts. There are some ladies, actually say 15 ladies have come on board. Sorry? So I'm saying 15 ladies have come on board, and they have actually trained mediation, and they are out there also encouraging others to be mediators so that we can have a free, I have a slogan for the market. We can have a free conflict market, because in the market there are so many conflicts, so many. Just stepping on somebody, that is a conflict. Maybe pushing somebody, that is a conflict. They need to be paid, or they were pushed and they fell and they got hurt. So instead of going all the way to the chief, okay, in our country, the chief is the first person we go to before we climb the ladder all the way to the court. So the chief, and I tell them, instead of going to the chief, can you just sit down, hear each other out? and maybe you'll come up with a resolution to the problem at hand. So how I do it, I'm part of those groups in the market. I am in the corporate world, yes, and I'm also in the market world. So it is easy for me to get through to them since they consider me as one of them.
Yes.
Yes.
I think that's a
So
very
that is
brilliant
how I
idea.
do it. Sorry?
That's a very brilliant idea.
Thank you. Yeah.
So it's Women's Day, and we all are here, and we should actually talk about what being a woman what means to us, and then we'll also play a game. So who will start? I think we should start with Susie.
All right.
What's your question? I've been having computer problems. I'm sorry.
No issue.
What's your question again?
Susie, what has been for you as a woman, your journey, what it means to be a woman on a Women's Day? Let's talk to you about that.
Oh my goodness, let me think about that. Well, I'm excited I was one of the first women at my law school. We had very few when I went to law school many years ago, and we had no female law professors until my last year in law school, which I was very excited to see. When I got into the court system, there were very few of us women. So you'll notice I have 3 earrings because I just was so sick and tired of wearing dark blue suits. Some of my female lawyers wore men's suits, 3-piece men's suits, which I absolutely refused to do. But so I'd wear my dark suits, but one by one, I put 3 earrings in my ear and long dago earrings. I wanted them to know I was a female underneath that dark suit. And it's been an interesting journey. It's been a very interesting journey. Sometimes being, one of the few women in a profession. I'm trying to think of anything else. Nothing else comes to mind right now. But I know also when I first started practicing law, I used to be in the sun. I used to teach tennis. I taught tennis, and I always taught the 12 o'clock noon class. You can imagine I had the best tan for miles around. But as I got older, I started getting these skin cancers. So my dermatologist said, you cannot go out of the house without a hat. So I had to walk from my office to the courthouse, which was about 2.5 blocks. So I thought, I was so disappointed. This is terrible. I don't want to have to wear a hat. And then I thought, I can do this and I can make it fun. So I got my hat on. And that also made me a little more feminine. At the beginning, they were like fedoras, like a men's hat, but then they got a little more fancy with maybe a bow or a flower or something. So that's as much as I can think of that in the men's world, how I made my journey that way. If I think of anything else, I'll put my hand up.
Very, 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 very nicely, because in a man's world, trying to establish yourself, that is a physical need that you satisfied, by putting all these, that yes, I am a woman. Because especially with the dress code, and with the mindset, reassuring your own self and your own identity in a world where there is a old boys club going on.
Oh yeah.
And very, very, very predominantly so. with the woman's place not being there. Yes, it is very brave of you, because it would
So
have
now
been
we've come a long way in the United States. Now we have, in fact, I think there are as equally as many women in law school as there are men, which is great. And we have some amazing women lawyers and amazing women judges, which is great, just great. We're making progress.
Yes. So anybody else? Paris, you spoke, but Kavita has joined new. So Kavita, what does being a woman mean to you? Hi, Mansi.
Hello everyone. First of all, I would like to wish you everybody happy Women's Day once again. Maybe you have received many wishes throughout the day, but then once again, I'm wishing you all happy Women's Day.
Thank you. To you too. To you too.
Thank you so much. Like, if you are considering me as a woman, like I never accepted that I am a woman. I was always comparing me with my brother. Whatever he gets, I used to get. So that was a attitude since my childhood. And then when it was about the career options, so every time it was like what my brother will do, but then there was nothing like what we sisters will do. And then some easy options were given as the career option, wherein my sister chosen after 10th class being a teacher after completion of your 10th PTC, but then I was not ready for the same, wearing a sari and then going to the school and all. But then I used to aim high, and then uh, struggle a lot. Completed my graduation while doing job and all, and then now I'm a professor in university doing my PhD. So that's how I'm there. And then since last 3 years, since I got an opportunity to judge a competition in 2019 in Bhopal, got an interest in this mediation field, and then trying my best with my all fellow friends. One of my friend is right there, Pushpa Gupta. She actually helped me out a lot, just directing me to complete a course during a pandemic, a 40 hours training. Journey started since then, and then I'm in this field, balancing my professional career as well as a mediator, trying hard. Let's see how far I'll be reaching. Thanks a lot.
All right. Wow. Nice.
Yes. That's really great.
Yeah,
Great
it
journey.
is. It is.
Wish,
Mhm.
anything from you?
Myself?
So
Awesome.
once again, a happy International Women's Day to all my dear friends here on screen and whosoever sees the recording later on. So again, my thank you and gratitude to Sonal for bringing us all together on this beautiful day from different parts of the country and internationally also. Sometimes I really feel that this day is like celebrating a birthday of women on earth, because I think every day is our day. We have reached a point wherein I don't see, at least from a family from where I am coming, we have never been brought up as if there is some difference between my brother or me. It was always two children at home who needs education, who need good clothing, who need good environment, good residence. So it was not as if this your brother can do, you cannot do this. It was just two siblings growing together. So I always say, whatever I am today, I would not just say that the females have been the contributory factor in this. I equally owe my whatever success, whatever my journey has been, to my father, my brother, because I'm not the one who would like to raise flag and say, I'm a feminist, why men should be given credit in your life, so should not be given a credit in your life and journey. I always say, let us come to a platform wherein we don't have to say that we are equal to men. Why this word equal has come? It's just a mindset, mindset of even being a female, sorry, pardon me to say this, it is because of the ladies also who have been just after this word that we have to come equally to the men. We have to be equal to them on every platform. What he can do, why can't I do? He is much inferior. It is because of our mindset also that the journey has become little tough for us to prove ourselves that we are at par with men. It took long, many years and decades for women to reach out to this position. And I was just searching on internet that Men's Day came much later in the global arena. It came in 1991, and our International Women's Day is being celebrated. If you go to the Genesis, it is like 1907 or maybe 1970, when they were fighting for bread and peace. So it's been celebrated since long. It is not something which is new. So let us just forget that we have to, just half of our life has gone into proving ourselves that we are equal to men, we are equal to men. Why we have been forced upon to do this? Who has forced upon this thinking to at least? At least we should promise from here today, from this 2023 International Women's Day, that whosoever is generation next, we should please wipe out from their mind that they don't have to compete with their male counterparts. We are actually, we have equal word. I'm not getting any other synonym to say that there is no fight for equality. We are all at par with each other. Let's just come out and celebrate togetherness. Women gave birth to men. That is why men form part of the spelling of women also. So it is because women gave birth to men on earth. So they came later. So the mother will always remain mother. So let's celebrate womanhood along with men on earth, our father, brother, husband, whosoever is there. So it's basically about togetherness. Our Women's Day has purpose only if we have our these relationship also in our life, be it male friends, be it father, brother, husband. So the life will not be beautiful if we don't have them in our lives. So thank you so much, Sona. Thank you.
Sorry, I was.
You are very, very fortunate to have grown up in a home where your father treated you equally with your brother. It was not so in my case. At 13, I wanted to take flying lessons, and maybe I was 14. And I found a place where I could take those flying lessons, learn to fly, and it was only about $300. That was a long time ago. My father said, no, girls don't fly. But when my brother turned 15 or 16, he wanted to take flying lessons, and my father gave him the money and he became a pilot. So I was always, it was never expected that I was going to, when I would ask for a basketball for my birthday, I got a broom and a dustpan. So it was a very different era growing up. It was a struggle, but I got there.
Yes, that's really great because see, Push or Kavita, we have to understand that even in India, I think most of the women are not brought up as lucky as we urban urbanites in India also, because there is a lot of diversity in India, and though India is progressing, but yes, there is a lot of still female feticide, still cases of you know honor killing, because a woman is not allowed to marry out of her caste and culture, and it the status of the life of a woman is actually a status symbol for a man. I mean, the life itself, it doesn't make a difference, whether it is a human life or not. That existence, when we talk about humanity, that is above a male or a female gender. So if we look at the natives or in tribals, women and men have grown up to be not knowing the gender difference or the gender divide. It's only with evolution and with a little bit of knowledge that slowly and slowly, that divide came in. And then that divide became so big that we had to reinstate or build it back to normal, that the divide was the abnormal thing that happened. So that's about. Mansi, you joining us, and so let's hear from you. What does it mean to be you're the youngest here. What does it mean to be a woman?
Hi everyone, wishing you a very happy International Women's Day. Just a second.
You're on mute?
So I have realized that even though I have been very privileged, like others present in the meeting, that we were treated equally as our brothers by be it our fathers or mothers. But when I go to my college and when I see, or anywhere for that matter, I also see the other side of it, where the women are not equally respected or given the opportunities for that matter, because of either time or issues or the surroundings. Because when we think that it's about a man, then the person is given the liberty of being able to protect himself. However, we always have this perspective that if a woman is going out somewhere, then she might need help or she might need protection. And so a lot of opportunities are not exactly given to them. And when it comes, I mean, I'm so sorry. This is how I have been brought up. And it is like he's actually feeding me right now. That's my father. But
How
so
sweet.
that is the most sweet thing that can happen to me. So I understand how I have been brought up. But that is not how everyone else is brought up. I'm so sorry. I'll have to shut up for a minute.
Okay, Indrani.
I like to put it over here.
That's
I
really
just
so
wanted
sweet.
to correct
The daughter
actually.
of Push.
And then I don't deny that my parents didn't give me love and affection. They treated me with love and affection, but then for even for my father, maybe due to economic condition, he was very worried about his career. That was quite obvious, and there was no complaint on my part. But then that's how I just shared when it's been asked. So but there is no regret that I was not being raised. I was raised with all love and affection, just like Mansi. My father used to love me a lot, and they are loving me. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So about that, I understand my privileges, but I also understand that not everybody is so privileged. So I try the better part of me that I don't get into that whole mentality of believing that everyone is already equal, because I understand not everyone has the same privileges as me. Like, I did not really intend to show this, but like you just saw that I was being fed right now. And I am a very grown up girl and I know how to eat, but I am being pampered. However, there are people who don't even get the proper meals because of the discriminatory part. So I understand that there is equality and we do celebrate equity even between the genders, but there's also a need to just upgrade every part of it by time. So we all need to you know give some sort of importance in that gray area which we cannot see, because when we talk, like the seven of us here are very privileged. All of us, we are able to speak in English, we're able to actually talk around globally. However, not everyone is able to communicate their feelings or their emotions. And if we are able to communicate our emotions, we can be a voice for those who cannot communicate their emotions. So I think we can work in those gray areas.
Wonderful. And not only we can communicate, we are privileged to speak what we feel like speaking. That communication, not only the English part or the linguistic part or the privilege of being able to connect on the net, being able to speak what you want to speak, and there being no bar on that. That is that is a very big advantage. Not many people can boast of. And when we talk about women from different parts of the globe, especially women from Afghanistan, who are even struggling to study or leave aside study, even the way, the cultural issues there. So we are a privileged lot. Yes, Indirani, what women mean, what being a woman means to you?
No, before I can say as to what women means, I heard Push Gupta saying that it was women who came first and then the men and then the revolution and all that. I am hearing this point of view for the first time. I would really like to read this article from where you have got, because as far as I understand, or what has been, what is written and heard, it is like it is always a rib from the male that was taken and made it over.
That was also coined, that women has come from man. So that this your
Yeah,
idea, yes.
this part is very interesting to hear that it is always a question between the egg or the hen. Is the men or the woman? That is one area. And second one, Sonal speaking about women who are still not having the privilege of choosing their life partners, where we have this honor killing and other areas, especially in the urban and rural areas. But it is not the question of urban and rural, I feel. In overall, it is being affected. Even in an urban class family also, they still undermine a woman. Yeah, lucky here, Kavita, Push or Mansi, who had the, what is it, best opportunity of exploring. Even I am nowhere less. I too did have my opportunity of entering into the field of law when everyone had two steps back. Because if you look into my family background, we come from a place where women are only they wait until they mature and then they need to be married off. Study or education for them is just a time pass that doesn't have any value when you are choosing your life partner. Secondly, if you take my own condition, when I was doing law, even an advocate or a doctor, whoever wished to marry wanted me to discontinue my legal education.
Yes.
They just asked me if she's going to discontinue, we are ready with our lines. Thanks again to my dad who stood by me. So it is not the question of urban or rural. There are this conservative society still prevalent very much, wherein women do not get that opportunity. Because in our college, if you find that some of the girls come after marriage to do their LLBs. Because after married off by their parents, then later either some circumstances which had pushed them in their family disputes and other areas, or the husbands later on allowing them to go. So here we
Yes.
have students who have children who want to study LLB now today. So there is a little change coming up, but still the change has to be more, what do you say, improvised.
Pronounced.
Yeah.
Yes, the term that allow, the
Yeah.
term that allow itself embodies how free you are
Yes.
and how free a person is actually. And then what Susie had to do, with three earrings, that that is self-assertion of one's own area, one's own domain in a place where very subtly it is shown that you don't belong. Inclusion is one thing that doesn't happen so easily, especially in a male dominated. And there are subtle ways of excluding people. So whether it is because of race, whether it is because of culture, whether it is because of education, or whether it is because of gender, that happens, and that is what women, and it happens in all startup. If you are, I have heard interviews of women who are CEOs and who have told that when we are talking and we are giving a presentation to a boardroom, there are men who will look at my colleague, but they will not look at me straight in the eyes. And even I have felt that we were two lawyers at a consumer court. Judge will not look at me. The judge will look at the male counterpart and speak. That 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 is not that that he is shy. He's not, but his attitude actually shows a little bit of bias towards thinking that maybe she's not capable. So that self assertion in every field every woman has to face somewhere or the other, because it's not because of maybe the person is not just maybe not biased, but it's a second nature. It becomes a second skin nature, that it happens as a without an like an involuntary reflex to men. And sometimes we avoid also that, we should not judge. But yes, sometimes it does hurt that every time he's looking at that person, I am speaking, I am also a human being. So that makes a lot of difference there.
Uh, shall I share something? Actually, since morning, I was witnessing one international conference on women in mediation from INADR,
Yes.
mediation competition happening in Bologna in Italy. So there were some deliberation, and then some of the deliberation also got some research data wherein they have mentioned that because of the reason women are raised not to show their anger, and because of the reason women are not showing their anger, they are actually uh, affecting with breast cancer and then some other diseases. So there are data wherein just because of the reason that women are not actually allowed to show their aggression and their anger, and because of the reason their emotions are suppressed, they are actually vulnerable with this disease like breast cancer and all. So data are such wherein it is speaking a lot that yes, women are actually not raised equal to a man. And then two slides were shown to us. If you allowed, I would like to share here, wherein
Yeah, sure.
women are marginalized. May I share one
Yes,
slide?
yeah. I'll enable that share screen. Yeah, you can share now. That was where Kathleen was there today, right? She was also attending that, I think.
Oh
Yeah.
dear.
What's wrong with the picture? What's wrong with the
No women.
picture? Yeah.
No women. No women.
All men.
Peace talks Russia, Ukraine, 2022. Okay. Who's taking the picture, by the way? Maybe that's a
No,
woman.
not a woman.
I have no idea. I took this screenshot while attending
Yeah.
the conference.
Maybe she's speaking and everybody's listening. We have to be positive now. Maybe she's speaking and all of them are listening, and that's also a possibility.
So that's how I just wanting to share this and sharing the status what exactly we are from. Uh, I'm just stop sharing. So and then the major part what I have attended that I told you keep just because of the reason that we are not showing our anger, and then we are actually very much vulnerable wherein we are getting disease like breast cancer and all. Maybe the data says so, I don't know.
I have a story.
Yes,
Can I
please.
tell a story? With Mediators Beyond Borders, I'm part of the Climate Change Project, and every year we go to the Climate Change Conference, UN Climate Change Conference. And when I go, I often like to listen to the different speakers in the various groups, and I'll go into a room where they're having a presentation. And if I look up at the panel and there are all men on the panel, I'll ask the person at the door, are there any women on the panel? And they say no. I said, well, I'll come back when you have women on the panel. So I make my point.
Yes. That's great. That's great.
All right.
But yes, when we talk about gender, but when we are talking about disease, Kavita, we have to understand that there are data also that many men suffer from heart attacks, and that is more than women. And they also suffer. So I would not say that, it is men versus women. It is the need to oppress in a human being, which can be a man and a woman both. And because most of the women really feel that, even their husbands might not be oppressing them, their mother-in-laws are. So there is a need for a woman to stand up for a woman. That is more important. And yes, it is not gender, but there are men uh, or who suffer. There are women who suffer in a given circumstance or in a given office environment, but the ratio is more for women because of whatever the reason. I really cannot say, because like Susie told that, she had to go to a place where all men are there. So if Susie, if we change that scenario, if a man comes to a profession where mostly women are there, does he feel that way? I don't know. We'll have to ask a man, you know.
No, no, no. I will tell you something. Let me share this.
I triggered something. I triggered something.
Is that our
All
college is
right.
a college. Okay? Our college
Yes,
is a
Sorry?
women's college.
it's a women college.
Yeah, ours is a women's college.
Yes,
Okay? We have the principal women. We have the teachers who are women. We have the admin staff who are women. And hardly a few men are there here and there, like drivers or the attendants.
yes.
Okay. And sometimes it so happens if there is a paucity and we require, and by chance it happens to that one male lecturer had what is it uh, come to that post.
Okay.
He is completely out of position when the room is filled only with women, and we have a tough time finding a room for him to put him all alone because he feels so awkward among the women.
I thought he would be pampered.
He just goes crazy because he cannot understand the women mentality at all. He just needs to move out.
Ma'am, may I share something? The work environment we have. Same, we have majority women in staff, maybe the professors, maybe the staff. And then, ma'am, I'm not actually against a male part, but then if any event organized by female teachers, there will be no blunders and it will be well organized. And then if it is, though they are in minority, but then if they are organizing something, there will always something wrong with the agenda or like not up to the mark, and then we would always complain. So like and then it's a female part working for extended times and all, and they are always in hurry, coming late, going early. So that's how the attitude is, and somehow we are talking behind the back of those male staff that they don't have anything to do at home, but then still they are in hurry to reach their home and then coming late from home. So that's how it happens and experience from my side.
I have not given a legal disclaimer to this recording, so I don't endorse those comments. And you are speaking that on your own risk because you are going back to the same office tomorrow. So, yes, on a lighter note, this is a lighter conversation. So, we are just sharing lighter and anecdotes to life. Yes, there are chances that, that is also a possibility. Any comments, anybody on that?
I think that we have not really given opportunities to men to arrange events because I'm not saying we have believed, but it's always seen that women are very good and amazing at arranging events. be it households or, professional events. They are more inclined towards details, and they have they have a better creative space. So we can, we can have something like a prejudiced opinion that women are better at arranging, but I personally don't, support it, because I have seen a lot of my male friends arranging better events than I would. So everyone has their own set of criterias where they can be better at arranging events. It's just the interest and the event uh, that matters at that point. Because I could be bad at something and my male friend could be better at it. However, I can be better at something which is not really, okay with them. Okay, as in which they are not good at.
Yes, again, I would say that, it's again a gender is just a collateral thing to it. Maybe,
Absolutely.
yeah, maybe uh, we if we talk about people, then that's at work culture is an attitude of people. Sometimes it is. Um, I mean, it's totally a personal work culture attitude. Your responsibility of towards your work can be different, and um,
See, Sonal, what I feel is basically like Susie was saying that I being lucky that my father gave me this opportunity where we were raised just as siblings. Because I feel that if it depends upon your home environment. Because whenever I go out, as Mansi is saying, that we believe that men are equally competent to organize an event. Because why we are able to say that is because we are not insecure of them. You know, this comes where there is some insecurity in the men counterpart also, where they feel it is really shameful to acknowledge a woman if she's doing something really great. Sometimes men are tight in their appreciation if they say that women has done this. So it is basically, maybe he has come from a background wherein it takes lot of guts for him to appreciate a woman's hard work. Again, it depends. But if I say that a male from my family, if they go out, they will equally appreciate the hard work of a lady. So it all depends upon your upbringing, your circumstances, from where you're coming, whether you would be embracing the people around you, or whether you would be just taking the credit on your own self, and then you demarcate the quality, whether they are superior, we are superior, so that fight goes on. So it's all here. And I appreciate that there are families, there are ladies all over the globe, not just in India, those who have really put in extra effort to make their presence felt in the family also. They're going through a lot of rough patches also, that insecurity to raise their kids, everything is there. So everybody is not fortunate. But yes, we pray to God that we are able to support everyone whosoever needs that support or a voice from us. We are there, and we will always be in voice of togetherness. At least I take a pledge always that I will not be called as a feminist who are there just to raise voice for the female, because the moment you trigger that voice, you then bring disturbances in the personal life and relationship of that female also. Because then she'll be, if I can do this, why are you not doing this? If you're doing, why can't? So that why crops up in the relationship, which is not good, which is not healthy. So let's just be respectful to each other. And my good wishes to everyone, that let's think of a world wherein everyone, together with men, raise a beautiful society where there is no competition for gender. This gender word itself is like, it's just physically we are different from them. Otherwise, everything is same. Everything is same. So let's hope for a beautiful society. Thank you so much, Sonal. I'll take your permission to take an exit because I have some guest at home, because it's a holy day. So there's
yeah,
some dinner. Huh?
that's why I drafted this session later, because it was supposed to be uh, You know what happened? Susie and Paris had to join a 5:30 session. They joined a 8 o'clock session and they told me, and I was shocked and I was totally I was totally taken aback. Susie,
I
I
also
told
joined
you,
at 8 o'clock, I also
yeah,
joined. Then I
it was
reread the message on group and then I thought, oh God, it's 8:30. She's readjusted to 8:30 because it's on holiday today. So then I
no,
switched
I
off.
was then I sent you the same link because she joined
Yeah,
at this link, so I sent you the same link that please join in here.
yes,
This
yes,
goof up happens. Time goof up
Okay,
happens.
they happen.
let me just share something, just very, very small.
Okay,
I
please.
think I'm different before. I think I'm different. I was lucky. I was raised by, actually, my mother was the breadwinner and my dad was a stay-at-home dad. So yeah, and I come from a family of girls. So they didn't have an option apart from raise us like children, not like maybe boys or girls. Okay, the boy later came, much, much later. But I will say I'm really, really fortunate because my dad was always the discipline master. My dad was always at home, made sure everything was running smoothly as my mom was going around looking for the bacon so that she can put it on the table. So I actually give thanks to my father, not really because of maybe bringing me up, but because of the discipline. Men are very good at that, because of the discipline that we were given. Then, where I come from, a lady has to work 10 times for you to get where the man is. So when we were already grown and ready to face the society, the girls from my family, we didn't have a problem. We just dived right inside and said, okay, fine, I'll work the 10 times. But when I get to the 8th time, I think I'll be better than you. So that has always been the power in me. When I look at my society is a little bit, maybe, will I say stagnant for now? Ladies are not able to express themselves. Ladies are not able to talk for themselves. They have to be talked to so that they can talk. And I'm happy that I'm an activist of this, telling ladies you also have a voice. You are as good as your brother. You are as good as your husband. You also bring bacon to the table, because I've seen my mother do that. So it was not a thing that maybe you'd come and tell me, oh, my dad is doing ABC. I would tell you, no, my dad does not do that. My dad actually does what my mother is supposed to be doing. So when I tell my story and tell them that my mother is the breadwinner, they're like, what? So you mean we can talk and be hard? I'm like, yeah, yes, you can. It's just you're a lady, you're a girl, and he's a boy. The difference is just the body. Otherwise, everything that actually he can do, you can also do, and vice versa. Yeah, that's just what I wanted to share. I think I'm
That's
different.
really cultural conditioning there. So Susie, that's really cultural conditioning and the
Yeah,
role of a man also.
yeah,
If we say, because the role of a father, the role of a husband who supported his wife, that he's sitting at home and making, I mean, cooking for kids or taking care of them. That's a tough one. I mean,
yeah.
considering that is a tough one. So if it was hard for the mother to get the bacon, it would have been very hard for the papa to cook and clean for you. That's
And
very
he actually makes some very good food, very, very good food.
yes. Yeah, they're the best of the yes, women always take this is one thing. The women always take the credit for being cooks, but you know the best of the chefs, and I should not be
And
quoted, but the best of the chefs are men also. So
well, it's not that the best are, it's just that the most are.
yes, the most also, and
Most, and they're
most
good also.
they are good also. We can't
Yeah,
say best because we don't know.
Yeah,
we should not compare. We're not comparing,
yes,
but yes, most of them are.
yeah.
And it's always good to have a man cook for you. At least he will understand the value of food also.
Mhm.
Again, not to be quoted. That has been a very good session.
Yeah.
There is hardly any scope for playing any game. I'd made a game, but I don't see because we are talking so nicely and we are enjoying in that conversation only.
Thank you, Sona, for arranging this. I've enjoyed it very much.
Yes,
Me too,
Thank
me
you
too.
so
was
much,
lovely.
Sonal. Thank you so much, dear. God bless you always.
Thank you.
Always,
Thank you.
always.
God bless us all. God bless us all. And lovely conversation.
Nice connecting with Kavita, my dear friend Susie, Perez, Mansi, and Indrani ji. Indrani ji, I'll share with you from where I got this. That was my own
Please.
script.
Oh, the reason is, I will tell you, the reason is,
No, that's what I.
no, by being on the education line, I need every area to explore into. When there's something new that comes up, it is very important because that is what I need to give the girls.
Yeah, it's a good lubricant. It's a good
Yeah,
lubricant. Nice meeting you.
thank you so much.
Nice.
Same on.
Thank
See you
you all.
soon.
Thank you
Bye-bye.
all.
Yeah,
Thank you.
pleasure
Bye.
meeting you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye-bye.